Today, we will reveal a mystery that has shocked millions of devout hearts around the world. A story of faith, prophecies, and miraculous tears. It is the story of an extraordinary woman, Sister Agnes Sasagawa, who experienced inexplicable events that we cannot ignore. A figure whose life and death are deeply intertwined with the secrets of the divine. The date of her death, August 14, the day on which the Church celebrates the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, was not a coincidence. Every detail of her existence seems to have been sculpted by a superior hand, a hand that invites us to reflect on the profound meaning of faith and the signs that heaven sends us. But what made Sister Agnes Sasagawa so special in the eyes of God and the world? Why has she become a point of reference for those seeking answers in the supernatural? Stay with us until the end of this video and you will find out. We invite you to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring together the secrets and miracles that illuminate our path as believers. But who was Sister Agnes Sasagawa really? Born in 1931, Agnes Katsuko Sasagawa lived a youth marked by illness and suffering. It was precisely during her early years of life that the first signs of her special connection with the divine appeared. In fact, already at a young age, Sister Agnes experienced several health problems, including a serious form of deafness that left her unable to hear. This condition, however, seemed only to strengthen her faith and her determination to dedicate herself completely to God. Every suffering, every difficulty became for her an opportunity to draw ever closer to the Lord, as if her earthly pain were a preparation for something much greater and more mysterious. Agnes decides to enter the convent, choosing a life of seclusion and silence. It was in the quiet hills of Akita, Japan, that her life of prayer and contemplation took an unexpected and extraordinary turn. Here, in the convent of the Servants of the Eucharist, it became increasingly clear that Sister Agnes was not an ordinary person. Her mystical experiences, beginning in 1973, left her fellow nuns amazed and, at times, frightened. Agnes received direct messages from the Virgin Mary, who announced catastrophes and called her to be a messenger of warnings to the world. One of the most significant events in Sister Agnes's life is undoubtedly the one related to the statue of the Virgin Mary inside the convent. The statue began to cry real tears, a fact that has been documented 101 times over the following years. These tears were analyzed and, surprisingly, it was discovered that they were human. A disturbing question still echoes today. What do these tears mean? Are they a sign of divine pain for the world? The stigmata that appeared on the statue's hand, reminiscent of those of Christ, seemed to confirm that the message was clear. The world is about to face immense suffering because of its sins. But Sister Agnes's experiences do not end there. Starting in 1973, this mystic also received a series of messages from the Virgin Mary through interior locutions, which led her to also experience painful stigmata on her hands, similar to those of the statue. Her life became an intertwining of the natural and the supernatural. Every day was an opportunity to offer her pain and sacrifice for the good of humanity, to ward off the fire of destruction that loomed over the world. It was as if she had been chosen to carry a heavy cross, but also to light the way for all of us towards redemption. The Virgin Mary's words to Sister Agnes were clear and terrible. She warned that humanity was about to face a time of suffering never seen before, a punishment for having strayed from the right path and chosen the path of selfishness, violence, and arrogance. The visions Agnes received were not simple dream images, but vivid scenes of an apocalyptic future. Cities reduced to ashes, Once fertile fields transformed into desolate deserts, the sky darkened by a pall of smoke and pain. It was as if the earth itself was suffering and crying out in agony for the mistakes of humanity. This brings us to another important part of Sister Agnes's life, her incredible ability to endure physical and spiritual pain. Despite being plagued by deafness and painful stigmata, she never wavered in her mission to share these divine messages, and her words touched countless lives, spreading a sense of urgency but also hope. Sister Agnes was not only a messenger of divine warnings, but also an example of resilience and unshakable faith. Now, share this video with your loved ones. It could be a moment of reflection and inspiration for anyone trying to understand the mystery of faith. Each sharing is a seed of hope planted in someone else's heart. This prophecy was greeted with a mixture of fear and hope. What can one do in the face of such a shocking revelation? The Virgin Mary, in her infinite love, did not leave humanity without a way of salvation. The answer was simple but powerful: prayer. A sincere prayer made with a pure heart, humility and remorse had the power to change the destiny of the world, to appease divine wrath and bring back light where darkness now reigned. But the prophecies of Akita are not the only ones. More than 100 years earlier, in a small village in Portugal called Fatima, the Virgin Mary appeared to 3 young shepherds, delivering an equally disturbing message. There too, the Mother of God warned of a future of destruction and suffering if humanity did not retrace its steps. The similarities between Akita and Fatima are disconcerting. Both speak of fire, destruction, and an urgent call to conversion and prayer. This is a call that still resonates today. Let us not ignore it. Share this video and subscribe to the channel to discover other stories that invite us to reflect on our relationship with the divine. We are called to a life of faith, love, and compassion. Only in this way can we hope to build a world that deserves the heavenly inheritance that has been promised to us. As we reflect on these prophecies, we must also ask ourselves, are we willing to change? The story of Sister Agnes Sasagawa is not only a warning from the past, but an urgent call for the present and the future. It is a call to reconsider our lives, to pray sincerely, and to seek the path of repentance and reconciliation. Every prayer, every act of faith can be a step toward a better world, a world where peace and justice prevail. Let us not forget that Sister Agnes Sasagawa, with her life of humility and service, has become a symbol of the struggle between good and evil. Her visions invite us to look beyond the appearance of things, to see the spiritual battle that takes place in the depths of our hearts and our society. The question is, will we respond to this call? Are we ready to follow the teaching of the Virgin Mary and transform our hearts and our lives? Let us remember that faith is not just believing in something greater, but also acting with love and compassion every single day. Your faith is the key. Together, we can make a difference.